begin seated, legs crossed, eyes slowly closing, maybe towards the mat. With your hands can be right on top of your knees, palms facing down to remain grounded. Palms may also face up to receive. Begin to grow your spine nice and tall. Grow it up towards the skies. Broaden your shoulders, rolling them back, pushing your chest forward. And you're just sitting up nice and tall. Maybe you begin to smile. Inhale in through your nose, filling your belly with breath. Exhale all that air out until your navel is reaching towards your spine. And continue with the same breath. Inhale in this time for 4 counts. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Exhale for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. Continue breathing at whatever pace suits you, whether you stay at 4 counts or you move up to 5. Go down to 3. Breathing helps our minds to prepare for what our body is about to do. Use this time to think about your intentions for today. It could be something simple as just getting through the day. Or maybe you want to try something new in your practice, so maybe you add to something that I instruct. Take one final exhale out. And on your next inhale, bring your hands to your sides, up above your head. Take your fingers, interlace them together, palms flip up towards the ceiling, bringing your shoulders closer to your ears. Exhale, keeping your fingers interlocked, taking your hands down in front of you towards your lap. Using your breath to guide your pace. Keeping your fingers interlocked. Inhale, hands go back up. And this time on exhale, release your fingers from each other. Bring your hands down to your sides. Slowly swing your arms down. Inhaling your hands back up. Exhale, twist your torso to the right, taking your left hand to the right knee. Right hand behind you. Making sure your spine is nice and tall as you inhale. And as you exhale, twist a little bit deeper to the right, looking over your shoulder maybe. Inhale, untwist. Bring your hands back up above your head. Exhale, twisting to your left this time. Right hand goes to your left knee. Left hand is behind you. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist to your left. Maybe you're looking over that left shoulder. Inhale, untwist. Hands above your head. Begin to slowly, with your breath, move your hands down in front of your legs, walking them up in front as you fold over your legs for a seated forward fold. Slowly taking your hands, walking them back towards your legs, sitting up nice and tall once you get to the top. And switch the crossings of your legs. Let's go ahead and bring the hands back up above our heads. Hands come down in front of your legs. And fold again. You may feel a difference on this side compared to the other side when your legs are crossed. Slowly walking your hands back up towards your legs. Sitting up nice and tall once you get to the top. Let's take those legs and swing them to the back. Coming up onto your knees. Bringing your hands in line with your shoulders for tabletop. Reach that right arm out to your side. Begin to curl that right arm under your chest, behind the left arm. Lowering your head down onto the mat for a twist. Maybe that left arm reaches up towards the sky. Maybe you send it behind your back. Taking the left hand down to push yourself back up. Taking the right hand right back to where it was in tabletop. Reaching the left arm out to the side. And then taking the left arm under your chest, behind the right arm, lowering down. And again, you can take the right arm and reach it up or take it behind your back. Taking the right hand back down, pushing yourself up, back into tabletop. And you're gonna sit your butt onto the heels of your feet. You wanna inhale your hands back up above your head. Exhale and begin to take your arms behind you, folding over your thighs, taking your forehead to the mat. Letting your arms fall. Slowly begin to lift your head up as you inhale, lifting up off of the heels of your feet. So now you're standing on your knees, bringing your arms up above your head. Maybe you interlace your fingers, bring the palms to face up. Maybe you're looking up. Maybe you add a little back bend. And as you exhale, slowly bring your butt back to the heels of your feet, coming down, arms behind you, folding over your thighs. And when you're ready, we're going to do the same movement, lifting the arms up above our head as we come off of the heels of our feet, standing on our knees. This is called Tibetan Sun Salutation. So you just keep going with this flow, with your breath. Maybe when you come up, maybe you lean left and right for a side stretch before you come back down. This is a great way to wake your body up in the morning. Or good to help you get some sleep. Stretching yourself. The next time you come up nice and tall, whenever you're done with your back bend or your side to side, we're going to slowly lower back down onto our butt. And you're going to take your feet, swing it right out to the front and legs. You're going to take that left foot and bring it to the outside of the right thigh. Bring the right arm up above your head, twisting to your left, bringing the elbow to the outside of that left knee as you twist. We're not going to be here for long. Take a deep inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And you can release. Bringing the left leg straight out in front of you. Right foot comes to the outside of the left leg. Left arm lifts above your head and twist to your right. After your final exhale, go ahead and let that go. All right, we're just you can keep your legs straight. You can cross them. Choice is yours. We're gonna go into a quick breathing practice. Let's take your pointer finger and your middle finger together, and then you're gonna extend your pinky and your thumb. So you're gonna take your pointer finger and your middle finger to right in between your eyebrows, and you're gonna take your thumb and you're going to press into your right nostril. Inhale and exhale. Again, inhale to the left nostril. Press on to the left nostril. Release the right nostril and exhale. Inhale, switch nostrils, exhale to the left. And you're switching after each exhale, but right before each exhale. Once you've exhaled out of your right nostril, you can go ahead and let that go. Let's go ahead and bring it all together. So inhale with our hands up above our head. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. And I bow to you in gratitude for allowing me to guide you today. Thank you.
So just sit in an easy pose with your legs folded one over the other, with your palms above your knees, facing up. Slightly turn your head up with your eyes closed. Focus towards the middle, right between your eyebrows. Relax your jaw, and with inhale, say, I am not the body. And with exhale, say, I am not even the mind. Inhale, I am not the body. Exhale, I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I am not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. Not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. I am not the body. I'm not even the mind. Take a second. Sit in silence. Head still tilted up. Eyes still closed. Take your time. Take your time. Slowly open your eyes. Hey guys, welcome to Mind, Body, and Monkh. This is our first episode, the benefits of yoga. Right, we have Dria Love right here, and I just got some questions for you. So, what started your journey with yoga?
Right into it. I mean, where to start, honestly? Yoga was initially crazy part about it. About 4 years ago, I started learning more about it through YouTube, and I found out the benefits. And the main benefit that stuck out to me initially was flexibility. So I was like, oh, I want to be flexible and I want to do more things, because to me, people can assume with smaller bodies can do more. No, like I was stiff and I couldn't do so many of the things that I can do now. So back then I was really honed in on the physical part, because that's kind of all that was taught, on face surface. So I learned about that, and then, my flexibility started increasing. But then I realized that it was so much more than just physical, and it helped me mentally. And that was really kind of like the key to my journey as far as me as a person growing and learning more about myself, finding the darkness to kind of, the yin to my yang, or the yang to my yin.
Right.
And I really was able to kind of start noticing patterns within myself to start changing about me. And then I had a really good friend who, she was probably the reason why I got so deep into yoga in this community in St. Louis, because I didn't realize how big the community was. So she was like, well, let's go out and do this event. We'll go to random yoga events. And I was like, people do yoga here? Like, I was in my home and on YouTube watching, 30 days of yoga and all that other stuff, which is great. But then you find your community and you find like different like-minded people who are also on this journey, and you don't feel as alone. So that was really the key to my transition as like a better person, because there were just so many ways about myself looking back that it just wasn't okay to keep that same pattern. So growth definitely came out of that, and discovery and community. So it was really just curiosity one day.
So it started as more of a fitness thing for you.
Yeah.
And it turned into something that was a little bit more almost, like you said, culturally community-based.
Yeah.
And, spiritual aspect.
Facts. Yes. Yeah. It really changed a whole lot of my spiritual thought processes, because, I grew up in the church and grew up Christian, and you're supposed to live this way, and just kind of dealing with so much judgment as far as if I didn't do this, I would be condemned and all that other stuff. But then I grew up, and, I was like, this isn't right. Something is not right about this. So I feel like most people do, they go out and they venture and they find their own path, hopefully for the most part. So that was just a part of my path, and learning my spiritual journey really within yoga kind of transitioned when I went through teacher training. Okay. So that's when I learned so much about the spiritual aspects and the principles, the 8 limbs, and just how it's so much like a lifestyle that, whenever I hear, oh, well, I can't do yoga because I'm stiff, it makes me so mad, because I'm like, you can literally just meditate and you're doing yoga. You can, journal and write a list of things that you're just removing attachment from. And that's yoga. Like, it's such a mind, body, and spirit connection. Like the sole definition of yoga is to yoke, to put it all together. So it's just, so much behind it.
Yeah, and like I do feel like a lot of people hear the word yoga and they just think of the physical process of it, you know? And then they're like, oh, it's like a workout, or some sorts. But like you said, there's so much more to it, a lot more elements going on there, that even, your subconscious mind is catching on to things that your conscious mind's not necessarily catching on to.
Right.
So you said that you grew up with Christianity. how did you kind of blend the two, or have you blended the two together to kind of make a balance between, what you already kind of knew about, the world and its existence and traditions and whatnot, and then, putting yoga into that? Or has you kind of went on your own path?
I actually went onto my own path. So the thing that I maintained within Christianity is the belief that there is a God. So instead of, to me, there just being one God, I think there are multiple gods. I don't think that there is just one creator. Maybe there is, and there's so many possibilities. I haven't done the full research, but I do feel like there are higher beings and higher powers out there that, do so much and have created so much in this world, and that we can really kind of guide ourselves to. Just like for me, one of my favorite deities is Ganesh, the goddess of prosperity and abundance. I have a what you call it, an altar dedicated. Like, this is and it's like, I didn't realize it, but for so long I was drawn to elephants, and I didn't really know why, but growing up, I see elephant and I would just get so excited.
Do you remember like Raja being born at the St. Louis Zoo or anything like that?
No.
I remember that as a kid, like in the 90s, and they got Raja was born and stuff. That was my first thing with elephant, and I had the same kind of connection with Ganesh when I first saw it and learned about Ganesh's story. So that's where I was like, okay, but keep on going.
No, it's crazy because I didn't even know about Ganesh until somebody, and it was Instagram that really kind of took a lot of my, they piqued my interest on a lot of things because, Instagram is a platform for just so much. And I found my own separate community within yoga through Instagram. So I have a Ganesh tapestry on my wall where I practice and teach and stuff like that. And somebody was like, "Oh my gosh, nice Ganesh poster." And I was like, in my head, what? So I do everything else. If I don't know, I'm going to look it up. So I was like, Ganesh. So I looked it up and I was like, what? That's a whole thing? So I got super excited. I started reading about it and I was like, okay, cool. This makes so much sense.
Right. You're already feeling the vibes of Ganesh without even really knowing that, the background of it. That's what I love. I mean, Hinduism is such an old belief, and all the gods, there's thousands upon thousands of them, But that's what I love about it, because there is so many different aspects in gods and beings, for different feelings and different things. So it's like throughout the years, and so much good energy being put on Ganesh, that like you said, you could have a tapestry on your wall and not really feel it, but you're feeling it.
Feeling it and not even on it.
Right. Yeah. So, a lot of things are beyond words,
Yeah.
And I feel like that's one of those things,
Yeah. And I think it's like connected in so many different ways. Just like my favorite color is purple. Yeah. Purple is of a royal color. And like I like royal purple specifically. And, that kind of speaks volumes. And, royalty is associated with abundance and, prosperity and all that other stuff. So it's just like, everything has really kind of come into my life in their own way, and I'm finally like putting in the little puzzle pieces.
Right.
That's how it feels. So I just think that's super dope, and that was just how I found yoga, and then like Instagram and seeing all these people do challenges. There's so many like yoga challenges. That's how I started really, really getting into yoga, seeing these challenges too, and I was like, oh, I want to do this, and that. And then, I realized once I went through certification, that's really not what it's about either. But, it's fun. But it's so much more into it than just going there and getting on the mat, doing a pose.
Right.
What are your intentions behind this pose? Are you breathing? If you can't breathe while you're in this pose, you probably shouldn't be doing the pose. You should be able to breathe through each pose, or you might need to kind of really back in a little bit. So
that's real.
Yeah.
So I feel like with what you said, with yoga kind of becoming a little bit more mainstream in Western society, and having Instagram challenges and whatnot, like, even though that isn't necessarily the depths of yoga, I feel like it is important, and it's just natural that that's going to happen whenever it becomes a more
widely known
mainstream kind of thing, but it's like up to like people like you to bring it back and be like, yo, this is, there's more depth to this situation, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So how long did your certification take to get?
Certification was about 6 months, I believe, which That's probably one of the average amounts of time. I've seen some that takes 3 months. That's when you're doing it day in, day out.
Right.
But I had did it like once a week continuously, and then 1 weekend a month. We did it like that.
That's
so yeah, but my one of my dreams is to go to Rishikesh. You've heard of that place? Mm-hmm. And to get a certification there.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like my whole life would just I'd just be ascended to a whole nother level.
See, I'm a big Sadhguru person, so I want to go to the Isha Foundation in India and travel into the different sides of yoga that he has over there.
Yeah. There's so much to learn.
Yeah, maybe we take the show over there and make it a part of the whole process as well.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, but so in saying that, yoga's been the catalyst, would you say, for your new spiritual journey that you're on? Or is it just a part of it, Like every day when you wake up, do you feel like you have to do yoga to get through the day? Or what kind of is your your mentality daily?
Honestly, I think I'm doing yoga all the time because I am,
Yeah,
so it's
answer. It was almost a trick question right there. So I was just...
She's not real if she doesn't say this. She's a fake.
So that's what my whole point is, though, because and it's the same with meditation as well, and that'll be kind of like the next episode. That once you get into a certain zone with it all, it's happening all the time, kind of thing.
Yeah, it really is, even in the slightest, just from, because I'm a person to where I am very talkative, but I didn't know how to pace myself, so it was just like whatever I'm thinking has to come out, and so it's just I would find myself talking over people, but it wasn't, in my intention, it wasn't to talk over them. It was like, well, I'm thinking of this, let me get it out before I lose it. But if I don't remember it, it just wasn't meant to be in this time. And that's not, to me, that's a non-attachment to that thought process, to that, the necessity of having to always get out what you need to say right then and there. Like, take a second, breathe, think about it, then go execute it.
Right.
Works so much better than rushing every time.
Yeah, it's crazy you say that, because so I just did what you were talking about.
So I'm saying,
it's contagious. No.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy you say that, because I feel the same way all the time too. And it's for me, my perspective of it is like I'm just excited to to try to align with what you're saying. And be like, I understand. But sometimes it ain't about that. Sometimes you should be listening a little bit more to what somebody's saying.
Understand and not to respond is a very key thing to do that a lot of people don't, because a lot of times you could have said everything you just said, and I just went so far left because I heard nothing, and I just wanted so quickly to respond.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like stuff like that is a practice for me. It's my practice. It's my journey, because I know where I used to be, but now that I know certain different limbs and different guidelines of yoga, I kind of know how to pull from those at any time and use that. If I'm frustrated, I'll go and maybe meditate, or I'll write it out, or if I'm feeling super stuck on something that I don't understand, or maybe I need to come up with a new flow or some kind of just new self-study. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different avenues you can take with yoga that you can find you're doing it all the time.
Right.
When I wake up, I'm preparing my brain to go and start my day. Meditation, mindfulness, it's so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know so many people that that do kind of free form. They'll go through the process. Whether they're yoga instructors or they haven't even gone to a class or anything like that. They're just kind of, like you said, learning over YouTube. That was my background. I haven't been to many classes. I'm not a yoga instructor. Reason why I kind of want to do this is so people can watch my process of learning learning the more traditional sides of yoga, because I have been free formed for so many years. I mean, I think I dove into yoga maybe when I was 12 or something. So, awesome. And definitely meditation. I was way more on the more traditional side of meditation and stuff, and I kind of transferred that into music. But regardless, so so many people freeform stuff, and there's a lot of belief around that, whether this is wrong or you should be more traditional with it. So what is your background like? What was your opinion on free forming and following the more traditional ways of yoga? Do you feel like that's kind of like a so here I feel like I'm answering for you. Just
It's funny. I knew you were going to ask that. I knew he was going to ask that because I was thinking about that in my head about how people always, like you said, they always say that. Just like, honestly, there's so many different, like, trap yogas and twerk yogas and wine and sip, stuff like that. And people say that's not yoga, but how?
right.
To me, because if you go to the literal Sanskrit term, it's to yoke. So if you are aligning with twerking while you are, if that brings your mind, if you can connect your mind and body to, because it's when you twerk, it's more than just that. It's kind of like they can go into the chakras. So if you teach it right, if you really are bringing the
it's an ancient form of dance as well, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So your sacral chakra, your root chakras, those are activated because it's the bottom three.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So if you really, you can really teach anything. So I don't, just because I wouldn't teach, like, I don't think I maybe in the future, but I know people that teach it. That's just not my style. But I'm not going to say that's not yoga because I don't know how they're teaching it. Now, if they're just getting up there and they haven't twerking classes, then I wouldn't say that's yoga, honestly. But if you teach it to where you are teaching your students that this is how this and this, the yoga and twerking connects through chakras and mind and body connection, yeah, why not?
As long as you're getting that deeper meaning.
Exactly. Yeah. And you kind of have to meet people where they're at. That's really what it's all about. Because to me, I feel like when I started on YouTube and I was so interested and hell-bent on being more flexible, that was meeting me where I was.
Right.
And then eventually I got into the philosophies and the mentalities and the limbs and the, mental and spiritual understandings. At first, I probably wouldn't have wanted to know. And maybe that's their key to get it. So I wouldn't say to knock anybody's style of teaching just because it doesn't appease you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you being freeform, I'm 100% advocate. Get it how you live. Right. Honestly, like I just don't agree with knocking something because you don't understand it.
Because I would tell you, I've been twerking for years.
Hey.
And I was wondering, where I could find that line. But no, but for real, like besides the twerking part, because I don't even got nothing to do that with. But
you make it work.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's kind of what's in the back of my mind the whole time was like, am I doing this right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I meditating right? Am I doing this right? Am I following the right path? Whatever the case was, and which dove me into finding different types of teachers and yogis and whatnot through YouTube and all the things, which that's what I found out. It was kind of those things, well, if you feel it's right, then it's right. If you're finding yourself in it, if you're doing, what people are now calling shadow work and everything like that, then essentially it's working,
Yeah.
It's about moving constantly, just constant movement, with your mind, body, and soul, and growing with that,
Yeah.
And so, like, just I'm a big advocate of that. Anybody that's close to me knows that I change daily, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like most of the time they can't stand it, but.
Who are you?
Right. But yeah. So you talked about your YouTube. I know you got your own business going. Let's talk about Dria Love Co. Is that what it's called?
Dria Love Co. is my love child. It is my creation. It is my business. It's grand. So the YouTube and the yoga is all of that. It is me through different avenues helping you to connect your mind, your body, and your soul. Like, because I do skin products. And they're all 100% natural. No preservatives, no additives, vegan, animal cruelty free, all of that.
Beautiful.
And I don't think anybody can tell me that when they take care of themselves, they don't feel good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So after I do yoga, I feel good. My mind feels good. When you are moisturizing your skin, and I have bath salts. When you are soaking, there are so many benefits to a good bath. Not to mention adding bath salts, detox, and the herbs and the essential oils that goes in there that I put in there are for different purposes for whatever type of day or night, evening that you're having. My purpose is to create these things for whoever needs it to have maybe a better night's rest. So like my products and my yoga goes hand in hand because you can use that after you did yoga and you took a shower. Ooh, let me go put some more. Let me go moisturize, or let me go take a soak. I'm tired from yoga, from teaching for my teachers.
Right.
Teachers, yoga teachers who are 100% entrepreneurs. My hat is off. I know so many, and I know that I don't know it personally, but I've heard of the struggle. You know, teaching yoga classes and sessions and YouTubes and virtual classes day in, day out because you have to. It's crazy.
It is crazy. Yeah.
So my products go to them. My products go to my students who enjoy things that not only smell good, but feel good and do good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So all of that is a part of Dria Love Co. because it's just a matter of what do you need today?
Right.
Do you need yoga? You want some body butters? Need some scrubs? Need a soak?
Hey, you hustling out here.
You know what I'm saying? What you need?
But that's dope because,
you.
like, actually, Key, could you throw us some of the products over here? My thing is that I struggle with on and off like psoriasis.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
That's what got me to stop like eating meat and all that stuff because I found out everything that they put in chicken and stuff like that. And just through that alone, and then I'd get out the shower and then cocoa butter and shea butter myself. Just that alone got rid of most of it. You know what I mean? But do you feel like this would be able to help me as well? Like in the same sense? I mean, because I'm trying to be as natural as possible. Obviously, you get the coconut oil and you get the shea butter. There's almost not much natural you can do, but sometimes I'm buying that stuff from, the grocery store or Walmart or whatever
all
the case
of this
is. So
in there, like butters and oils. All of the oils are meant to moisturize your skin. It's crazy because I remember I used to look at these different ingredients and stuff that people use for butters and to moisturize, and I'm like, the stuff you get from Walmart at the grocery aisle, like it sounds crazy, but it's, this is what it's for because essentially it's from the earth, and that's what we should be using on our skin because we don't need all of those additives and those fragrant, those chemical
the extra
made,
stuff, right?
Preserve. Why?
The way I see it, like the fact that they break down the ingredients the way they do is to make us not be able to understand what they put in.
And I will Google the heck out of those terms. I'm like, what is sodium bicarbonate sulfate? What?
Right.
Yes.
And why do we need that?
Yes. Literally.
So what is some of the stuff you have here?
So I have my bath salts that I was talking about. And this blend is called Affirm. And this has your lemongrass, lavender, and I am told that the pronunciation is ylang ylang, so that's how I'm going to say it. So I have 4 different scents. This Affirm is meant to, I guess, affirm you, make you feel better because lemongrass has the citrusy, and citrus helps to boost your energy. The ylang ylang has the calming effect. The lavender makes you feel good as well, like it's soothing. It just makes you feel good, and it helps to reaffirm you that it's going to be okay, like literally to a T. And then I have, like something called Self-Love with roses and lavender as well and chamomile, something that's just really soothing. So to me, I really put a thought into like how am I going to name these and how am I going to connect these oils that serve the purpose. So I have one called Exhale, which has peppermint and eucalyptus. So you can breathe, you know. In addition to that, your muscles are going to feel good because eucalyptus and peppermint is really good to soothe those achy muscles.
Right.
I really sound like a saleswoman, but this is serious.
No, I know that would blow my mind right there.
Yeah.
I've tried some of that stuff sometimes, and baths aren't necessarily for me, you know what I mean? But I've done it once or twice, and I get out that thing feeling crazy.
Yeah. I got shower bombs and bath, like the shower bombs that I make.
I saw your stuff. I love your website, by the way.
Thank
It's
you.
really well set up. I love you even have like the reviews on there.
Yes.
You know, your prices. Her prices are really good. Anyway, I interrupted you. Keep on going.
No, I'm like, tell them. Because that's always what happens.
I love the colors of the website. You know what I mean? But we talked about purple already. You know what I mean? She got here and she was like, "Oh, purple. I like your purple mat." I was like, "Well, it ain't mine, but purple's my favorite color." She's like, "Purple's my favorite color." We almost had a face off there for a minute.
I almost took his mat.
But what are these over here?
So this is my first product I ever made for people. So this is my whipped body butter.
Okay.
And it did not look like this when I first started. This is meant to be moisturized. This is your moisturizer after your bath salt.
Okay.
You know, so this goes such a long way, like, and it's just whipped, and this is actually called Samadhi. So purposely created, you know.
Yeah.
This is a scent that this is a scent that I actually made, and I'm so proud of it.
Yeah.
So I like put a couple of scents together, and I kind of tried and errored it, and I was like, what can I name this? What does this make me feel like?
I love that. The colors down and everything.
It's purple.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just what it is.
Yes. And I have a sugar scrub as well that's also of the Samadhi. So all my sugar scrubs have the same scent options as my body butters. So at first take, it looks very hard, but it's very smooth. And the reason, my thing with sugar scrubs, I used to hate how grainy that would be.
Yeah.
So to be like, you would scoop it out, but it's like you only get like half of what's on your hand, on your skin. But with that, it's like a paste almost.
And what? Yeah. I saw the coffee scrub and the sugar scrub on your website.
It's a coffee scrub too.
There we go. And what do these actually do? Do they just get in more, like, because of the
coffee?
Yeah, or like what's the difference? What do they do?
The tab off. Pull the tab off.
You got a whole tab with it?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Oh wow.
Yes.
I like that.
It smells like cookies and cream.
Wow.
That's a good one. That's one of my favorites.
Man, I'm leaving. I'm good to go.
I be getting high my own supply. Let me tell you, I gotta stop.
That's amazing. I like that.
Thank you. So, the coffee itself is meant to it's supposed to help reduce, like cellulite. So for people that has, you know, maybe they see the cellulite and it reduces the appearance of the cellulite. And this is actually not something that they say online, but or through research. The caffeine in the coffee, when like I put it on my face, it literally is an energy booster because I don't know, like it seeps in your pores doing the steam. And I'm telling you, I'm up after that. Like if I'm sleepy and I hop in the shower and I do my coffee scrub, I'll like, you know, scrub it on, do your small circles, let it sit, wash it off. I'm up. Like it's and it's supposed to help with like the blood flow, so it helps with the the speed of the cell regeneration. So yeah, like and these are just exfoliants, and that's like the base benefits of exfoliants in itself. The caffeine in the coffee, I believe, just helps with like the cellulite and helps to like boost the energy and things like that.
Okay. And
there's another one too. I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you. I make so much stuff nowadays. I'm like, what does it do? I'm like, great things.
Right.
No, so I'm kidding.
So you got the yoga down. You got the meditation. You got the mind, body, and spirit down. It seems like all in your company, all in just Dria Love Co. That's amazing. Where can we find you though? Like what's the website name and all that? So
you can find my website at drialove.com, and my Facebook is Dria Love Co. And my Instagram is a little tricky. So my Instagram had two, one for my products and one for my yoga. So you can find me for yoga purposes at Yoga with Dria Love. You can find me for my products at Dria Love Creations.
Amazing.
Yes. And they're all byproducts of me.
And so, just to bring this back, because usually things be changing right here. But were you doing this before you started doing yoga? Or did this lead you where, you know, like where did this come in line as far as your yoga journey?
So, funny story. I was just tired of being ashy. Let's talk about that. Because the ash is real in the wintertime, okay? And I used to be the type to where if it don't show, it ain't no lotion going on there.
Right.
But then I used to work at Walgreens.
Okay.
And I kid you not, all of the seniors, the older clientele, they would come in and be like, man, I just wish I moisturized so much more when I was a kid, because now I'm just dry and I had to use all these expensive moisturizers. And that, I think it stuck, because I'm like, I ain't trying to be like that. I'm already ashy. So I could just imagine after like so many years and, things just change within your body. And if you don't take care of your vessel now, after a while, it's going to be like, you tried, buddy, but it's too late. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I started looking at, I think I went to the beauty supply one day, and it was a jar of shea butter. And I was like, ooh, let me try this. So I tried the shea butter just as it is. And if you know about shea butter in its raw form, it's hard. You can't really like get it on your skin as smoothly as you want. And that's where it started. I was like, well, how can I do this to make it so it's smooth and I still get the benefits and yada, yada, yada. So I started dabbling and looking up different oils and different things. And so this was just for me, honestly. And then I was like, well, I don't like the smell of shea butter. To me, shea butter smells like dirt, kind of like really earthy.
Okay.
And I'm not a fan. So that's when I found like different fragrances I can use for me. And then I just think that I saw that so many people were doing it. I was like, I can do this too. I'm making this too.
Right.
So, it just started there. And I remember I had, like, the summer before I started training, because I had already been teaching for maybe like 3 years. I think it was like 2. And I was like, so many people was like, oh, teach me. You know how it goes. Like, anytime you're good at something, or it looks like you're good at something, everybody wants you to do it.
Man.
So I'm like, okay, but I wasn't ready for a long time. So I started my first ever like class event was at a park. I did like a summer series. I think I did like 6 yoga classes at the park. Wow. And I brought out my table, and I had sage. I think I had Palo, and I had body butters.
That's
and
awesome.
It sold. And people was like, yo.
I was just saying, you probably blew people's minds, yo. You had the whole thing going on. I
kid you not. This guy that I've been knowing since like middle school was like, yo, put me on a skillet. I was like, you play too much. Like, and I was just cracking up. But put me on a skillet. I'm ready to go. And I'm like, dude, relax.
I love that.
Yeah, and then I did that. And then I had my first vending event with a good friend, Prospect. And out here. You already know.
Oh, I do.
So he basically was like, yo, do you want to vend? And it was like, I want to say, I don't know what, I just know it was hot. And it was like some event during the summertime, and it was outside, had a gazebo and all that other stuff. And I sold my stuff. I think I just had the butters and the sage, and people was buying it. And I was like, okay. Well, let me do this then.
Right.
So now I got like 14 different scents, and I got sugar scrubs and coffee scrubs. And
I know you got the whole thing. You got packages for the smudge packages, yo. Like, if you got the white sage. And so what's the difference? Because I noticed, what do you have, like flower petals or something?
So there is, and that's actually, it just went out of stock. So I'm restocking soon. But I have, it's like sage and rosemary bundle, sage and eucalyptus, sage and roses, and then sage, and it's like one more, and I can't think of that one. But it's basically, they all have sage, right? So they all have the cleansing properties of sage, but there's like different little other benefits for each bundle. So like, I know for the rose, it's literally help open like the love, like the heart chakra, and just kind of help to bring in more lovingness in the space. And I believe eucalyptus helps with people that have lung problems, like people that's like maybe smokers. So you can burn that, and it's supposed to like cleanse the air of that. Oh, wow. So there's just, and I have it all of my sage sticks come with like instructions and kind of more so of like an explanation as to what you're getting. just so you can know. But yeah, there's so many different benefits. So I'm always trying to find something that can just be beneficial to add to my site. Right. And I never want to do something that's out of line with what I'm trying to do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's always something that is helpful to somebody.
That's amazing. Yeah. So before we wrap up, I feel like this is a question that's always asked in these situations. What would you say? This is something that as a musician is always asked to me. You know. So what would you say to people that want to start yoga but are either are too afraid, or they have some type of thing that's keeping them from starting? Maybe they just are too bashful to go to a class or something like that. Like, what would you say to kind of help them out and get them started?
I say do it. I just say do it. There's YouTube. So if you feel like you don't feel like going to a class, I get it. It's crazy out here in the streets. Get on YouTube. Follow my YouTube. Right. Do my yoga. Right. Why not? The time is now. That's the thing, because that's how people fall off for so many different goals. They oh, I'm gonna do it tomorrow. No. After this video, get on YouTube. Right. Add a playlist, your yoga playlist. Make sure one of my videos is on your playlist.
I'm going to say subscribe to her channel.
Subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to my channel.
Subscribe to his channel. And get this work. I'm telling you, if you don't get on YouTube after this and find you some yoga, I'm going to come find you. Oof. And I'm going to do yoga with you.
There we go.
That's it.
There we go. Well, I appreciate you coming on this show. Yes. The first episode of Mind, Body, and Monkh. So it's so all love. There's going to be, I feel like we're going to look back on this point in time and be like, yo, remember this? And that was the beginning of this whole thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm telling you, once the corona's over, I plan on having events and all types of stuff going on just to bring everything together and, you know what I mean? Just keep it all going. So I appreciate you greatly.
Thank you.
So much love for everything and your business and everything. So, guys, check Dria Love out. Check out her channel. Check out her website. And thank you for tuning in to Mind, Body, and Monkh's first episode.
Thank you.